Welcome to the lounge, everyone. My name is Toby Roydell, and today we will find out who was the first person to discover that the Earth is... Isn't it kind of weird that we ask ourselves the same questions over and over again in every new generation? Like as if there wasn't any real progress. How do I get a partner? How am I a good human being? How should I behave in this or that situation? Or other life-changing questions like, why is the bus always late when I'm ready and early, but when I'm 1 minute late, it is already gone, always? I mean, maybe I'm the only one who asks himself this question frequently, but I refuse to believe that. And no matter who you ask on these difficult, severe questions, if you get an answer, you don't even know if they are telling the truth. Because how do you know? Just what feels the best, or what has been proven and exercised the most? How do you know what the actual truth is? One way of thinking about knowledge and the truth is that something is known or true as long as it has not been proven wrong. So this leaves open the window of pretty much everything probably becoming wrong at some point in the future. To this day, it's the best, to the best of our knowledge, it is true, but probably someday in the future, it isn't true anymore. So staying skeptical about most things is quite useful. It's not so useful when it comes to thunder and lightning and where they come from. We are pretty sure where they come from and how they work. But there are different things we are not so sure about. And there are things we thought we were sure about, but have, in the meantime, proven to be wrong. Here's an example. And I thought that this was set in stone as well. In all my history books that I had during my school days, I can't remember a differing opinion to that. It was always claimed that people from the medieval times thought that the world was flat. The Earth is flat. And what I did not know is that that is wrong. This is not true. So if this fact is in any book you have ever read or even heard about it yourself, let me tell you that it is wrong. And I believed it to be true as well. But it is not. But how come? Actually, since the ancient Greeks, we know that the Earth is a huge, round ball. We know that. They found it out. And they went even as far as to measure it. There was an own job to it. And these people, their only task was it to measure the distances between two Greek cities by foot. And they measured it quite accurately. You will be impressed. And of course, with the knowledge and with their idea of how the constellation of Sun and Moon and Earth must work, they concluded that the Earth was round. And they were absolutely right, as we know today. But here comes the banger. When they measured and tried to calculate how big the Earth actually was, like how many kilometers it takes to go once around the world, the circumference of the Earth, they were only off by 4%, which is absolutely impressive. Like the circumference of the Earth is, don't let me lie, around 44,000 kilometers, and they came to the conclusion it must be something like 42.6 thousand kilometers, which is really, really close for the methods that they had, which is pretty much a theory and simple math. and they got it pretty much spot on. And in medieval times, the people that were into this topic and knew something about this topic, they accepted these conclusions from beginning on. They never questioned that. It was a given that what the Greeks had found out was just true. So from the times of Aristotle, we know, and this is 2000 to 2400 years ago, we know that the Earth is round. But what made it into the history books are some attempts by not many people, but a few influential people, to make the Christian church look bad in the Renaissance. I mean, as if the Christian church needed anyone else than themselves to make them look bad, but that's a different topic. They just wanted to distance themselves from the dark medieval times, and the people back then, they must have been so dumb, they even thought the Earth was flat. So this idea spreaded and actually got pretty popular, and still to this day, this myth is believed by many people. Even I, until I found out about this. Pretty interesting. And also, we know that the Earth is a round, huge ball since around 300 years before Christian time even started. So you might need someone else to explain that to you, because I cannot. Having all this in mind, this makes those people who still believe today that the Earth is flat, they even called Flatearthers, they make them look pretty stupid. Like, we don't even need to laugh about them. The ancient Greeks would have already laughed about them. Some cultures in our history really believed into the theory of a flat Earth, but this was mainly because they didn't know any better or didn't find a way themselves to find out. So it wasn't out of a weird ideology or religious beliefs or something like that. And don't confront a flat earther with any form of reasoning with an example like, we have pictures of from satellites and pictures from the moon of the Earth. They will tell you this is all a conspiracy by the government and some other stuff. And that, yeah, it doesn't really make sense, does it? Flat earthers even claim that the flat Earth, or anything but a flat Earth, contradicts what the Bible says. This is a strange argument to make, because this is not supported by any officials of the Christian church to this day. But there is one important date we didn't touch on so far: 1492. There's only one thing that Christopher Columbus is really important for, that he is the one who practically proved what was known for thousands of years before that. That's the only thing that is his contribution, a really valuable contribution, but this is his contribution. It's just the point in time that it was practically proven, nothing else. And this is nothing crazy in the scientific realm, because many of Einstein's theories that he had in his 40s, in the 40s, were proven a few years ago. Because theory is most of the time way faster than practically proving something. So that fits as well. So basically the question about flat Earth, round Earth, is solved for around 2,400 years. And I would absolutely love to go back in time and tell the Greeks that that in 2,400 years, we are still discussing the geometry of the Earth with some people. That's stupid. And in case you wondered why pretty much every bigger object in space, in the universe, seems to be round, let me tell you, there's a reason for it. It's basic physics. If you were to take a flat Earth, a flat space that is of the mass of the Earth, and you put it into space, in the fraction of a second, like no one would even notice this. This is how fast it would go. This plane, this flat Earth, would be torn apart by gravity and put together in a round huge ball. Because this is what happens to every object in space that has crossed a certain mass. It happens to suns, they are round. It happens to planets, they are round. It doesn't even matter what they consist of, like Jupiter. Jupiter consists is made completely out of gases and is still round because the mass of those whole molecules is high enough so that space forms it into a ball. Even with bigger, like comets and asteroids are probably too small, but the huge ones, the really big ones of those, are round as well. Because this is what happens to any object with a higher mass in our whole universe. Galaxies are round, or at least elliptic. Black holes are round or elliptic. And we don't know this for sure, but probably the whole universe itself is round. So there's a little bit of evidence here and there. Guys, I already see it. We need to talk more about space and ancient Greeks because they fit so well together. Probably you didn't know either, just like me, that the flat Earth theory was abandoned about 2,000 years ago, which is pretty early. With that being said, my name is Toby Roydell, and I will see you again next time here in my lounge.